An Alberta court blocks the Smith government's plan to deny gender-affirming care for teens. Advocates call it a major win for vulnerable youth. Plus, Donald Trump calls off trade talks.
We have all the cards. We have all the cards.
The U.S. president shuts down negotiations over Canada's digital services tax. And she isn't just playing around, she's a new ninja world champion.
It felt really good because last year I got second.
Just 9 years old and taking the circuit by storm.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. We begin with breaking news tonight. An Alberta court has granted an injunction preventing the province from banning gender-affirming care for minors. Alicia Fieldberg joins us now. So, Alicia, what does this injunction mean?
Well, Tara, it blocks Bill 26, new Alberta legislation that would restrict access to gender-affirming hormone therapy for people under the age of 16. Now, the ban had not yet started and now legally can't, which means Alberta youth using puberty blockers and hormone therapy can continue. The court concluded that Bill 26 would cause irreparable harm to gender-diverse young people in Alberta. It added that barring medical care for gender-diverse young people would reinforce the discrimination and prejudice that they are already subjected to. The bill also prohibits sex reassignment surgery for minors, but bottom surgery isn't even allowed on minors in Canada. Top surgery is incredibly rare, and according to advocacy groups, no Alberta youth are even on the wait list. eGale Canada and Alberta's Skipping Stone Foundation, along with families of 5 gender-diverse Alberta youth, filed the case against the government. They say this is a victory for trans youth, but also for human rights.
I think that we should all be concerned, no matter of the subject matter of the healthcare, but when the government is taking the place of doctors using their best medical judgment and parents using their best parental judgment to decide what's best for the young person.
We've reached out to the province for reaction, but have yet to hear back. Alberta's NDP supports the injunction, saying the UCP government needs to commit to providing all youth with the care and the respect they deserve.
Okay, Alicia, thank you. To breaking news in Washington now, where Donald Trump has called off trade talks with Canada. The U.S. president is putting the blame on our controversial digital services tax. CTV's Judy Trin explains.
As the Prime Minister was hosting a virtual meeting to update his cabinet on U.S. trade negotiations, the president dropped a bombshell. On social media, Trump said because of Canada's digital services tax on American technology companies, he's terminating all discussions on trade with Canada, effective immediately.
We have all the cards. We have every single one. We don't want to do anything bad, but they have, economically, we have such power over Canada.
Speaking to CTV News after the Trump announcement, the Foreign Affairs Minister says the government is committed to continuing talks.
We will seek to have these unjustified tariffs removed. And that is the reason why we, because of the complexity of the negotiations, will not be having that conversation in public.
Tech companies that have revenues of more than $20 million, like Google, Meta, and Airbnb, are subject to the 3% digital sales tax. The first payment is due Monday. It's unclear if the Prime Minister knew this was coming, but in Brussels earlier this week, Carney spoke more cautiously about the progress of trade talks.
We'll do what's right for Canada. We're working hard to get a deal, but we'll accept the right deal with the United States. The right deal is possible, but it's nothing's assured.
Over the past several years, both the Biden administration and Trump have called the digital tax discriminatory against American companies. This former deputy prime minister says the tax can be scrapped to save negotiations.
I think the digital services tax is expendable in the context of getting a trade negotiation settled with the United States. But I don't think that if you've got something in a negotiation that you're willing to give up, you don't offer that off the top.
For months, the government has been trying to get punishing U.S. tariffs on steel, aluminum, and autos removed and stave off future duties. Now Trump says he will tell Canada, along with other countries, what tariff rate it will pay. The Parliamentary Budget Officer estimates that the federal government would get more than $7 billion over 5 years with the digital services tax. Analysts say it's unlikely Donald Trump will return to the negotiating table without the removal or pause of this tax. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
Alberta's government is posting a massive surplus for the last fiscal year, a number exponentially higher than expected. While today's fiscal update shows a strong balance sheet, storm clouds could be forming on the horizon as global uncertainty lingers. Mark Villani reports.
The cash is rolling in for Alberta, and the numbers are staggering. An $8.3 billion surplus for the last fiscal year, $8 billion more than projected.
Largely due to higher than expected revenue from energy resources, personal and corporate income taxes, and investment income.
Total revenue skyrocketed to $82.5 billion. Much of that came from the oil patch, where bitumen production soared. Drilling went up 4.4%, and crude production rose to almost 4 million barrels per day.
Trans Mountain Pipeline, now having been open for a little bit over a year, that's really helped lower the differential that Canadian producers receive for their crude.
But spending was also up, a total of $74.1 billion last year, most of it on health, education, and disaster relief. The surplus now comes as the province faces significant uncertainty, including geopolitical tensions in the Middle East and U.S. President Donald Trump announcing trade deals with Canada are off.
Investors are not going to invest. We're not going to create, more jobs and be all that we can be with this hanging over our heads.
All talks are off until we don't know when. That's what makes me the most fearful.
Meanwhile, Alberta is still seeing steady population growth, 200,000 more people last year alone. It means industries like construction are booming, but unemployment remains high.
And employers are becoming a little bit more cautious in their hiring. So we do expect that unemployment rate to be elevated this year before coming down gradually next year.
If there's going to be, protectionist policies globally, there's just so much uncertainty. And so businesses aren't investing.
And with deficits projected for the next 3 years, this finance minister has his hands full.
We must be prepared to weather the storm.
Mark joins us from McDougall Centre tonight. So, Mark, how does the province plan to spend this surplus from last year?
Well, Tara, after accounting adjustments, Alberta has actually a $5.1 billion cash surplus to play with. Half of that is expected to go to repaying debt or the Heritage Fund. The other half going to the Alberta Fund, focusing on setting the stage for future investments. But certainly with that uncertainty that is looming, government officials say they'll be taking a more cautious approach, especially heading into this next fiscal year. We're already projecting a $5.2 billion deficit and expected to be in the red for at least the next 3 years, as the province now says it's focusing in on stability and staying as flexible as possible moving forward. Tara.
Okay, Mark, thank you. Messages of condolence are being left at the site of a fire that claimed the lives of a 9-year-old girl and her father. People are leaving stuffed animals, flowers, and notes. Firefighters were called to the scene early yesterday morning, and flames were pouring out of the first and second floors. The body of 50-year-old Sonny Gill was found inside the home. His daughter, Hargun Gill, was rushed to hospital, where she later died. 2 adults escaped from the basement, and firefighters rescued an adult and a teenager stranded on a roof section. The cause is still under investigation, but it is not considered suspicious. There is another health advisory about a measles exposure at the airport as measles numbers continue to climb in our province. Another 17 cases are reported today, including 1 in Calgary, bringing the province-wide total to 1,122. More than 900 of those cases have come in the past 2 months. A new advisory just now says an infectious person flew into Calgary Airport from Cancun on June 22nd. That's in addition to another infectious traveler who went through the airport Wednesday morning. Here's what some air travelers told us today.
I think our area is actually one of the places where there's less vaccines, where we live, north of Brooks and Tabor area. I just wish that people would realize that it was one of the deadliest child killers before we had the vaccine.
I know other people are worried about the vaccines, but it's been around, I don't know how many years, hundreds of years, I thought. But so I think it's pretty safe, and I'd like to see that happen so people don't get sick.
As of last week, more than 85% of people with confirmed measles cases in our province were not immunized. This weekend kicks off the busiest time of year for aquatic rescues in our city. Officials want anyone floating the bow or the elbow to be extra cautious, wear a life jacket, and do not drink or smoke cannabis. Stephanie Thomas has more.
As July approaches, the Calgary Fire Department Water Rescue Team is expecting a busy month ahead. Since 2016, there's an average of 52 water rescues every July.
It's not top of mind for a lot of people, and so that's why every year we want to remind folks about the dangers.
Aquatic safety experts say the Bow and Elbow rivers, even during summer heat, can see flow and temperature variations very quickly.
So there's inherent risk to all different parts of the river.
He says the busiest stretch of the Bow River begins at the Shoaldice boat launch through to Harvey Passage in Inglewood, especially where there are bridge crossings.
What we see is people get into trouble by getting pushed by the current against any of the bridge pillars.
The risks on the water are high. Since 2016, there have been 29 fatalities. Last July, there were 4 deaths on the water, higher than the average. Wearing a life jacket is not only life-saving, it's the law.
Make sure the straps are tight.
Failure to wear one could result in a $500 fine. Calgary police say booze and cannabis should only be consumed when it's safe and legal on dry land.
We don't want to see any tragedies. We've had enough in the past.
There will be an increased presence of police and peace officers along the shoreline, not just for enforcement, but for education.
We want you to have fun on the waterways, but we want it to be safe, and we want you to get home at the end of the day.
Emergency officials recommend having a plan and being prepared.
And Stephanie joins us from the Bow River near downtown tonight. Stephanie, the rules of the road are the same as the rules on the water.
Well, Tara, alcohol and cannabis consumption is not allowed on the water. And if you are impaired, you can be charged, just as if you were an impaired driver behind the wheel. Police officers tell us that not a lot of people may know this. Tara.
Okay, Stephanie, thank you. Let's bring Danielle in now. So by Sunday, the heat will be back. Many people might be seeking a little relief on the water.
Yes, absolutely. And as we were saying, please careful by the rivers, especially the Elbow and the Bow, because they will be rushing fast at times, and even by any body of water. Because I say this because we have really nice weather in the forecast, and a lot of people will need to be heading down to some sort of water to cool off over the coming days as temperatures climb. All right, so at this point, there is a little bit of activity in Calgary, isolated pockets of showers, especially in the south end by Irricana. There is a non-severe thunderstorm at the moment. It's 22 degrees at the airport. And for the evening hours, yeah, we do have a small risk of a thunderstorm in Calgary, but most likely just isolated showers, which are possible up until about midnight tonight. Tomorrow by 1 in the afternoon, the risk of thunderstorms returns, just a high of 19 tomorrow. Your full weekend forecast coming up, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
There is a new art installation along the Riverwalk in East Village. What sustains us is the work of Calgary artist Alex Kwong. He says the work is based on stories people told him about their personal relationships to the Bow and Elbow rivers. A Blackfoot elder and a Calgary fly fisher are some of the people featured. Kwong says it was a profound experience, made even richer by the conversations he had with people passing by while he was painting.
This is impacting their visual landscape, and so you want them to kind of feel as involved as possible and be able to enjoy it every day. And, it's like that little bit of impact that I can make on someone's day, might make a bigger impact down the road.
You'll find his art on the bridge abutments and other structural surfaces along the Riverwalk. It will remain there for 3 years, and then after that, a jury of community volunteers will select another local artist to feature. We're just 1 week away from the Calgary Stampede Parade. Here's a look at the route this year. The parade begins at 9th Avenue and 3rd Street Southeast. It goes to 10th Street Southwest, and then it loops back along 6th Avenue. The parade has more than 110 entries this year. If you can't make it to the parade in person, CTV Calgary has you covered. You can watch the parade live on TV and online. It's next Friday, July 4th, starting at 8:55 a.m. Still to come on CTV News, concerns about a commercial poison being used to manage rodents. A southeast condo building has an issue with gophers, but a neighbor has an issue with how they're tackling the population. And a colorful powwow is underway tonight, celebrating Canadian Multiculturalism Day. How you can participate next. Plus, if you ever have a news tip, you can text us anytime at 10-400. The use of gopher poison in the southeast neighborhood of Ogden has an area resident speaking out. She's concerned about the secondhand danger it poses to people and to wildlife. Here's Jacqueline Wilson.
For dog walker Lindsay Bayco, Beaver Dam Flats is a slice of paradise.
There's tons of wildlife in here. Like, I love going down there watching birds and all that kind of stuff. I've seen so many different animals. We even have like bobcats in the area.
She's avoided the park since learning about a potential danger.
In the community group, people started posting about how there is these poison traps that have been set out, and that they're seeing more gophers that are slow, and like they're like, what's wrong with these gophers? What's going on? And everyone's like, well, unfortunately, they've been poisoned.
Calgary Pest Control declined an interview, but says it was contracted by the Riverside Gate Condo Board to address the gopher problem. The company says it used a Health Canada approved product called Rosal RTU to code on June 20th, stayed within the private fenced area, put up warning signage, and is removing dead gophers on the property.
Other predators eat gophers. So for instance, you have a hawk that eats a gopher that is poisoned, and then all of a sudden that hawk gets sick, and who says that that hawk doesn't fly to your backyard and isn't in your backyard and then dies in your backyard, and your dog goes out there and sees a dead bird, and by prey nature they're going to go for it.
The rodenticides that are used in most cases are relatively safe in small quantities, like if your dog gets into them or something, but animals that eat multiple poisoned rodents are going to be severely affected.
Johnson says there are more humane ways to deal with gophers, especially for homes.
What we can do is install a wire mesh barrier underground.
In a statement, Calred says the bait stations were stolen June 24th and 25th, and because of the recent interference in public attention, further baiting is paused. The city says it doesn't comment on gopher control that's outside city property. Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
And CTV News has reached out to the Riverside Gate Condo Board for comment, but we have not heard back.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Let's bring Danielle back in now. A little bit of rain tonight, but it's quite nice out there.
Yeah, a really nice day overall, but we're looking at even more sunshine expected for tomorrow. So it'll be a bit of a brighter day, but still that shower and thunderstorm activity will creep back in again. 22 degrees is the temperature in Calgary. We're pretty much where we should be for this time of year. It's 23 in Lethbridge, 26 in Medicine Hat, so it's one of the hotter spots in the province. We had fairly gusty conditions, Pincher Creek over through Lethbridge and even Medicine Hat, as you can see here. You can expect these same type of gusts for tomorrow in these communities. Calgary, though, should tame down and be less than 40 for tomorrow. South of Calgary, still windy tomorrow. Calgary, less windy, a little brighter as well, but not quite as warm. I'll show you that in the longer range in just a second. Here's the severe thunderstorm watch in place, Innisfail up to Red Deer, and then mainly just east of QE2 and Highway 2. We don't have any intense severe thunderstorms right now in the area, but we do have thunderstorms. So these are not coming with the large size hail or the significant wind gusts, but they're still thunderstorms. Still have to take them seriously. Lots of lightning. Some of them are really packed with lightning as well. And for Calgary, though, we're just looking at isolated showers, less likely to see any thunderstorm activity, but showers on and off are possible, even up until about 1 in the morning before things start to clear out. You can see that little cell moving through the Irricana area as well. So it's an active day, especially east of the QE2, and we have that activity possible even through the overnight hours for areas to the north of Calgary and east of QE2. But this is a look at Saturday morning. Mainly sunny, as you can see, but by 1 in the afternoon, the chance of isolated showers and thunderstorm activity once again, and it will likely bubble up again around those supper hours tomorrow. Then by Sunday, it is stable. And then we're looking at long-term stable weather. So your Action Furnace 5-day forecast showing you 19 tomorrow, so a little cooler than today. A lot of sunshine, but then by 1 in the afternoon, showers and thunderstorms possible carrying through the supper hours. 24 degrees for Sunday, 26 for Monday, and for Canada Day Tuesday as well. So a nice forecast, especially as we get into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Tara?
Thanks, Danielle. Everyone is welcome to take part in a powwow in Calgary this evening, celebrating Canadian Multiculturalism Day. Calgary Catholic Immigration Society partnered with several groups to share Indigenous ceremonies and storytelling. There are also traditional foods, dances, and performances from other cultural groups. The free event gives people a chance to connect and celebrate diversity.
We're the same. We're wanting the same things. We want, health for our kids. We want community. We want laughter. We want good food. And we find that happens here. And so we thought it's the perfect place to host this event.
The event runs until 8:30 tonight. It's being held at the Land of Dreams. The urban farm in southeast Calgary gives newcomers and Indigenous people the chance to work together, planting, growing, and harvesting. Still to come on the news, a Calgary child care center embracing all the ways that kids like to learn. The sensory tools they're using to help children with differing abilities participate. And later, a new hit with an old song for Dolly Parton. This one is a real departure from her country roots, but it is for a good cause. Family in Maple Ridge, BC got quite a surprise when they found another family playing in their backyard. It was a mama bear and her two cubs enjoying a little summer fun. One of the cubs you can be seen there jumping up to reach a tethered ball as the other cub wrestles with his mom. The man behind the video says his wife told him some neighborhood kids are out there messing around in the yard. He went to go have a word with them and then decided, maybe I won't mess with mom. A new sensory program at Calgary's Immigrant Education Society offers tools for kids to play with and learn from. It also helps identify children with developmental issues and get them the care they need sooner. Kevin Fleming explains.
Adesua is 4 years old, and she and the other students at the Little Beginnings Urban Oasis Child Care Center are learning without even knowing it. Their class is filled with sensory items they can play with anytime. Adesua's mom says she's noticed her daughter thrive in this environment.
I can confidently say right now she is ready for kindergarten. Because when I look at the Alberta curriculum, she knows everything that is expected of her already.
Regda Abouifetwa says the sensory project is a result of her brainstorming with all the educators at the center. She says it has the potential to help every child enrolled here.
Every children have, and even adults, have different learning abilities, different skills. So if you work in advance, you will be most probably preventing challenging behaviors to occur in the school-age children. So you are setting them for success.
She says that after the sensory project was put in place in March, they've seen an 80% drop in challenging behavior from the children, and they're learning to express themselves verbally rather than lashing out.
A couple of parents, especially in the preschool room, they were sharing that their children now are speaking way more, are very expressive. I'm like, here we go. We're so happy with that.
Educators can gauge the energy of the kids and match it to the sensory activities. Lucy Vu is in the room with the youngest children and sees the benefits from the program.
As an educator, we always dream about that one. And now it's come true. Because you know why? The sensory playing, sensory equipment, like a light, they support children develop a lot in many aspects.
Aboué Futwa says the sensory project has the potential to identify children with neurodivergent challenges at an early age and get them the help they need to succeed. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Parents and educators say the children are learning quicker and they can express themselves without getting frustrated. We have more information about the program on our website. Thursday was opening night for Europa Super Circus in Calgary. Audiences can watch performers showcase thrilling stunts in Calgary for the next 10 days. The artists come from all over the world and include a tight wire acrobat, aerialists, motorbikes, and clowns. This is the first time that this particular circus has come to Canada.
You're going to see like different things that nobody can have in a tent, especially the bags that's jumping inside the tent. So they have only few circus can have this kind of act, so we are lucky to have them here.
The circus is under the Big Top at Deerfoot City Mall until July 6th with evening shows and matinees. He is a woodworker by trade, but this project also required expertise in a few other areas. Math, physics, it all helped in the construction of a giant cheese curd flinging device. We'll tell you what this contraption's for just ahead. Welcome back. we have a one-of-a-kind invention out of the Kootenays to show you that is smothered in creativity. The creation is a tribute to a uniquely Canadian dish. Here's Adam Sawatsky.
Of all the things Jeremy Gervan had been asked to construct in his career, this was a first.
So they asked me to do a cheese curd flinging device.
Could he conceive of some sort of contraption, the local Francophone Association folks wondered, that could pitch fake cheese curds onto a pile of pretend poutine?
I thought this was pretty hilarious, as Canadian as can be.
It was the kind of question that could only be answered with "we," followed by Jeremy finding inspiration in the catapult invented by Leonardo da Vinci.
Because I'm a woodworker, I really came down to that Da Vinci design that uses 2 wooden springs.
Jeremy captured the whole process on camera, from crafting each component from scratch, assembling them all together, and then making countless refinements to make it propel properly.
The biggest challenge was to be able to have enough force without breaking itself.
The troubleshooting process demanded expertise in math, engineering, and physics before Jeremy considered the possibilities of yoga balls, bananas, and water balloons.
As a problem solver, it was those moments that were super interesting and exciting.
After more than 2 months, almost 400 hours, Jeremy finally debuted his device at the Francophone Festival, showcasing how high-density foam, carved to look like curds, could be catapulted about 30 meters into a poutine dish featuring chainsaw-carved faux fries.
Oh, yes! Glad I did it, and the result was fun.
And like the gravy on poutine, the joy these cheese chuckers expressed was the special sauce that made it all complete.
It was an honor to represent the national dish.
While his catapult is set to be sold as a fundraiser for the Francophone Society, and he suggests it could be repurposed as a mechanized mascot for a poutinerie, or come Halloween, a propeller of pumpkins, Jeremy hopes his contraption's true legacy is more constructive.
And I hope I can inspire people to be creative and pick up tools.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News.
It's very creative. Of course, it's flinging fake poutine. You would never fling real poutine, but never waste your poutine like that.
Never do that.
No.
Right. And who wants poutine now for
all of us? Yeah. Well, school's out for another year, but before heading out into the real world, these new grads prove once again teamwork really does make the dream work.
On your marks, get set.
They call this table surfing, and they really do have to work together. One person standing on the table, the rest of the team is rolling under them, and then each person running to the front after they roll to make sure that they actually make it to the end. Believe it or not, this actually took place at 4 o'clock in the morning after their grad party.
I would think, yes.
I do believe that, of course, part of the story, yes.
Who came up with this in the first place?
I don't know. I've never actually seen this, but good on them.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Fun. Well, it's also the Friday before Canada Day, so what better way to celebrate than a pool party? These pups know how to have fun. They're surfing, they're swimming, they're playing in the foam, they're chasing balls. This is in Florida, but I think there should be more pool party dog parks like this.
Makes everyone happy.
Yes.
You know?
Even just to stand around and watch your dog have fun.
Exactly. Yeah.
Best day ever, really.
Love it. Well, Dolly Parton has a new single, and it's a little bit outside her usual genre. Yeah, Dolly Parton has teamed up with Motley Crue to record a new version of the band's 1985 power ballad, Home Sweet Home. It comes with a new video. It's a vintage mix-up of Motley Crue, shots of Dolly Parton in the studio, and then information about homeless youth. A portion of the proceeds from this song will go toward the Covenant House. That's an organization dedicated to helping young people facing homelessness.
Good for Dolly, right?
Yeah.
She can do anything.
She can do anything. Her voice is amazing, no matter what she decides to sing. She sounds great.
Absolutely.
Well, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Those are the words of wisdom from hockey superstars who may not have been chosen first, but they still made it to the top. That story is next.
For the record, there's been a lot of talk about poutine off air and where to get the best one in the city. Anyway, we're all a little distracted now. 24-hour forecast. We'll get to that in just a second. But for now, let's talk about well, as we head into the weekend, we have some really bright, warm weather on the way. 23 degrees is the temperature at the moment, and also our daytime high. So we've been doing okay temperature-wise, and we're looking at getting a little warmer as we head into, well, especially Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I'll show you that in just a moment here. We still have the severe thunderstorm watch in place. No severe thunderstorms to speak of at the moment, but there's the potential for it, which is why the watch is in place, mainly east of QE2, east of Highway 2, and over to the Medicine Hat area. So that's in place. There are some thunderstorms going on. A lot of these, though, are starting to die out and weaken for the evening. In Calgary, just to look at what's going on here, we have a little non-severe one just on the south end of the city, affecting in between really Calgary and Okotoks, but showers mainly with this and a little bit of lightning as well. So there is that potential. All right, your 24-hour forecast is brought to you by Action Furnace. Fix right or it's free. So yes, the potential for thunderstorm activity weak for Calgary, though. Most likely just isolated showers in much of the city and a little gusty at times up to 40 kilometers per hour. That's for the next couple of hours. Then quiet overnight, mainly sunny for the morning hours, and then 19 in the afternoon. And by 1 in the afternoon, we get into the risk of thunderstorm activity. All right, quiet on the BC side in the 20s. Rocky Mountain has down through Red Deer and even through Olds and Calgary. We get into that potential thunderstorm activity at around 1 in the afternoon. And Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, Pincher Creek looking like it will be a little windy, 60 kilometer per hour gusts possible. Just a quick look at your 10-day trend. Check that out. Temperatures in those mid-20s for quite a long stretch starting Sunday. Tara?
Thanks, Danielle. The courts have dealt a setback to the UCP government's plans for transgender health care. A judge has granted an injunction preventing the province from banning gender-affirming care for youth under 16. Donald Trump says trade talks with Canada are over and new tariffs are coming. He is upset over Canada's digital sales tax. And the UCP government is projecting an $8.3 billion surplus in its latest financial update. Higher oil royalties get the credit for the higher than expected number. Hockey's future stars are taking the stage for the NHL entry draft tonight. And while teams hope to stockpile talent, it is not necessarily the first-round picks that pay off for them. Sometimes it's the players who were never picked at all. Tyler Barrow has more on the draft process.
It was one heck of a rookie year for Dustin Wolf, who has not forgotten where he was selected in the 2019 NHL draft.
Being a late draft pick, I couldn't have been much later, fourth from last.
21 goalies were taken ahead of him. According to TSN's director of scouting, Craig Button, the Flames knew then what they know now about their starting goalie. There's no way Wolf would have been stuck down in the 7th round.
Top half of the first round. Everybody's looking for a number one goaltender. You got to find them. They found them in the 7th round.
It's not just the late round picks making a difference. Colorado Avalanche forward Logan O'Connor went undrafted, barely speaking with NHL teams when he was draft eligible.
I remember I had one questionnaire come through from a team. I want to say my first or second year.
O'Connor, who grew up playing for the Calgary Royals, took his talents south for junior hockey before earning a scholarship at the University of Denver. In 2018, he signed as an undrafted free agent with the Avalanche. Now, he's a Stanley Cup champion.
Continue to work on my game, be the best person and player I could be at school, trying to round out my game in different ways, and then I was fortunate enough to get the opportunity with the Avalanche.
Button sees O'Connor as someone who kept banging at the door and a good example of the draft's imperfect process.
Not only do you have to look at those players and project them to where they'll be when they're 22 for the most part, but then how are they going to handle the challenges?
O'Connor and Wolf prove it's not always how you start, but where you finish.
For guys that don't get drafted or even get drafted late, it doesn't matter.
Never really look too far ahead. The thing about the draft is at the end of the day, whether it's the Bantam draft, the NHL draft, my dad always says it's just an invite to camp.
Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
And our Glenn Campbell will have the latest on the draft in just a few moments. Statistics Canada released new GDP numbers today. BNN Bloomberg's Marla Fernandez has more on that and other business headlines.
The Canadian economy contracted in April by 0.1%, and no surprise, the biggest decline came in manufacturing. That's the month tariffs would have hit hard, with Canadian steel, aluminum, and auto sectors all targeted. Manufacturing was down almost 2%, the biggest drop in 4 years. Statistics Canada also released an early estimate for May's GDP, predicting another drop of 0.1%. Here's how the trading day ended. The Canadian dollar is down to 72.96. West Texas Intermediate is up to 65.52. Our fix on Western Canadian Select has it up to 53.55. And the TSX was on its way to a record close, but slumped after Trump announced he's terminating trade talks with Canada. It dropped 59 points to 26,692. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
More water will soon flow again in the Milk River in southern Alberta. The river has been mostly dry since the St. Mary Canal siphon in Montana burst a year ago. Repair work was supposed to finish this fall, but late Wednesday night, test flows began from the newly constructed siphon. The project was sped up by a push from all levels of government and emergency funding from the U.S. Congress. Irrigators in Alberta won't be able to draw from the Milk River this summer. The water is reserved for municipal use. Calgary is now home to a world ninja champion. Do not let her small stature fool you. Glenn has this young athlete's story coming up. There's a new way to beat the summer heat in southern Alberta. A new inflatable floating water park has opened near Raymond on Corner Lake. Breezy Bay has slides, floating platforms, a trampoline, and monkey bars. It is a weekend to build for the future in the NHL. Glenn is back with us now. Glenn, of course, we're talking about the draft.
Tara, the NHL draft being held in Los Angeles this weekend, but most of the Flame staff, including General Manager Craig Conroy, here in Calgary working out of the Scotiabank Saddledome. The Flames have 2 picks in the first round tonight, number 18 and number 32. Going first overall at this year's NHL draft is Matthew Schaefer of the Erie Otters. He goes to the New York Islanders, who traded Noah Dobson to the Montreal Canadiens earlier today. Schaefer is a slick skating defenseman. He's going to be a good one, no doubt. Schaefer, very emotional. He says this was for his mom, who passed away from cancer. Matthew Schaefer, a kid that's really easy to root for. San Jose, next on the clock, and they select center Michael Misa from the Saginaw Spirit. His brother Luke was drafted last year by the Flames, had 134 points last season in the OHL. Next up, the Chicago Blackhawks with the 3rd overall pick, and they go with Anton Frondell from Sweden. Another talented center goes off the board. Ben Kindle of the Hitmen, 11th overall to Pittsburgh, and still waiting for the Flames to make their picks. Round 2 in the NHL draft goes tomorrow. The Alberta Men's Amateur Golf Championship wrapped up at Paradise Canyon Resort in Lethbridge this afternoon, and defending champ, he was not going to be denied. Let us head to the gorgeous Paradise Canyon Golf Resort in Lethbridge. Dramatic course and a great backdrop for this year's provincial championship. Brett Jones increased his lead by the turn after firing 4 birdies and only 1 bogey on the opening 9. So she starts a 33. 12th hole, Jones knocked in from 10 feet into 70-kilometer winds of gusts, and he made the par. Then Jones went eagle, birdie on the next 3 holes, and this tournament was his. An incredible 8 under 63, 8 birdies, an eagle, only 2 bogeys for a 12-stroke victory. And for the first time since Riley Fleming in 2012-2013, he defends the men's amateur title.
Yeah, it definitely feels amazing. I had been looking forward to defending my title here ever since I finished the last one, and I'm just very happy to do it. And beside Riley Fleming, that's a very good stat to look at, so I'm very happy about that. Well, I had a pretty big lead, so I knew if I was just doing what I've been doing, and it was going to be pretty hard to catch me, so I just kind of stayed in flow state and just let the birdies come to me, and a lot of them did, so I was very fortunate for that.
Cavalry FC is in for a tough test tomorrow as they take on the #1 team in the league. Cavalry takes on first place Atletico out of Ottawa on Saturday at Spruce Meadows. Cavalry unbeaten in their last 10 games in all competitions. Ottawa in first place in the CPL with 25 points. Cavalry goes into this game with 21 points, 3rd place in the standings. The last loss for Cavalry was against Ottawa, so they'd like to get some payback.
At this point, we see it as it's just the next challenge in front of us. Ottawa are still leading the pack, and it's an opportunity for us to
to pull them back in and to climb the table tomorrow.
We played against a good side who started the season well. They're still a very good side, and league table never lies, right? So arguably they are the best side in the league at this moment in time. I think Diego's done a great job with his team, played some really exciting football, but we're a different side now, so they...
Defensive partner. Kickoff for tomorrow's game against Ottawa, 4 o'clock at Atco Field. Well, we have a world champion ninja athlete right here in Calgary, and she's all about making it big in this sport. 9-year-old Riley Banadega flies through the air with the greatest of ease. And earlier this month, at the 2025 World Ninja League World Championship Finals in North Carolina, Banadega became a world champ in the kids' female division. Riley had to beat out 130 competitors for the world title.
It felt really good because last year I got second, but it was a different worlds. There's 2, UNAA and WNL, and I went to UNAA last year, so.
It was her commanding performance in the upper body testing stage 3 course that set Riley apart from the rest of the field.
I tried to keep a fast pace and do a 20-second shakeout on each box, and I tried to take like just under 10 seconds, and I tried to keep the pace, just try to go fast. And
Banadega is the first Alberta Ninja athlete to win a world championship at the World Ninja League Worlds. Her dad is proud of her and isn't surprised because ninja is her passion.
She sees it as her fun time. I think she enjoys all the challenges and the fact that the courses change, the obstacles in the gym at Fit Set change all the time. So it's one of those sports that just keeps her guessing, keeps her challenging herself, and I think that's what really appeals to her. She never sees it as work, it's always playtime.
While Riley was cool in competition, the same couldn't be said about her coach. He was nervous.
On all stages, but especially stage 3, she looked so calm and just collected, and I was like shaking, sweating. I was like, okay, like, let's do it. She's like, yeah, let's go. She was way more calm than I was, that's for sure.
And it's that calm demeanor that will probably take Riley further in this sport. Eventually, she wants to turn pro.
I need to be older to be a pro, and I think I can do really well, but I'm really excited for next year.
Riley's amazing, eh?
So good.
Incredible.
She is impressive. Wow. Well, none of us thought to take Monday off. We should have, because it's going to be a beautiful stretch.
I know, a nice stretch. I guess we'll have to solve our sadness with Poutine.
Okay.
Later. But yeah, if you were smart enough or, took Monday off, it's such a nice stretch to have off. Tomorrow, mainly sunny for the morning and early afternoon. By 1 in the afternoon, we get into the risk of showers and thunderstorms once again. But Sunday, Monday, Tuesday looks like a stable, hot, dry, sunny stretch with temperatures, as you can see here, looking quite nice. Okay, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. And D. Deutsch sent this in, taken yesterday, I believe, just north of Cochrane.
That's a cool shot.
Yeah, and you know what? When you're out and about on maybe your extra long weekend, if you got it, take some pictures, please, for us. Send them in.
Good thinking. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a great weekend.